I just had no idea that Hollywood was actually like this, that the 20s were actually like this. And it took Damien showing me the source material, the photographs of the actual events that inspired his writing, to believe that it actually was that insane, that debaucherous, and that free. None of the characters in the movie are real people. Maybe Irving Thalberg is the closest we had to that. But they are all, and all the stories and all the people are all inspired by real events. And our goal was to kind of capture the spirit, the just the world of that time period, but we didn't want to be constricted by being perfectly truthful to any individual story. It's somewhat similar going into it and what ended up being the biggest challenges, which is just the size of what we were trying to make. I mean, it's a long script, it's a massive, you know, every department was like, I've never had this many locations. I've never had this big of a cast. It was just, everybody was having the biggest meal they've ever had. And so that, like, you know, wrapping your arms around the size of it, and staying focused and being able to actually execute well across everything to Damien's standards, which he was unwavering about, was the biggest challenge. It was pushing people to the limit in every department, you know, so that was hard. I have been a huge Diego fan and believer, and I think Diego has a lot of the real character Manny in him. He has that purity and that hopefulness, and that he's a real artist. He's very, very dedicated and takes his work very, very seriously. The more you get to know him, the more you realize how intense he is about the work, and you know, he's the real deal. Diego's the real deal. It wasn't like every other director was a woman. It just wasn't such a big deal the way it is. It wasn't like, in the female director, you know? It just was, because at that time period, it was like, whoever could pick up a camera was a cameraman. You know, it wasn't so focused on the identity of who was doing what. It just, if you had the skill, you could do it. But the people I used in my research, I wouldn't say they had their careers handed to them. Like, everybody at that time period had to hustle and work and prove, you know, the way that Ruth Asner, for example, got her first movie. She basically had to blackmail the studio into giving her the chance to direct. You know, it wasn't like anybody, women or men, just got things handed to them. So only the scrappiest and the hungriest made it. Damien, as you know, and I are very passionate about the theatrical experience. And so our only goal at the moment is to make movies that people will see in the theater. Babylon in particular, just the scope and the scale and the, I mean, it's an original epic. It's something that I hope people will remember the first time that they saw it. And I think that having that experience and that memory be in a big movie theater with a big audience that you're experiencing it with is the only way to do it. My greatest satisfaction is Diego Calva's performance. It's that we found Manny. It's so gratifying and exciting to take an actor that people don't know and have him play such an incredible role and deliver in such an incredible way. I think I take a lot of pride in all of the performances that we captured, and everybody's work, I guess, beyond just the actors, but the crew and everybody, just how it all turned out. I think Damien makes everyone look good. I think the music is a standout part of this movie. It's something that we hope people, you know, will dance to and will listen to at home and not, you know, just put on during a theme party. It's remarkable. I mean, Justin has been working on this music, you know, from even before we began shooting. You know, he focuses only on these Damien movies as his sole focus. So I think you feel that in the work.